Let me stretch it out before we get to talk about this, because I already know. I'm about to go crazy. Let's talk about sexuality from a humanity perspective. You have LGBTQIAP2+. I think that's it. But let's just talk about LGBT, right? So you have lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. Right. Do we know what bisexual is? Because I'm kind of confused what the expectation of a bisexual person is. Being that I don't identify as bisexual, but I kind of understand what bisexuality is.
What do you think of my hair? Do you think it looks bad?
No, I think it looks good. Let me see. Turn. Give me one of those again. Let's just say we understand bisexuality from a person who enjoys both genders. The part that I think we get a little foggy is the humanity perspective. Outside of the orientation, we understand how you're oriented, but do we understand the humanity in which we are asking a person to exist in when we're dealing with someone who is bisexual? So for instance, if I'm saying I'm dating a man or I'm dating a female who says they're bisexual, I then cannot ask that person to act as though they've never had encounters with the opposite or same sex. So when you guys are dealing with your girl or dealing with your guy, they talk to you about their pasts. Maybe not all the time, but you are able to explore a funny story, a anecdote, something that happened, a place, whatever. But when you're dating somebody who is bisexual and they want to recall a previous experience, we act like, no. Not no. But we act like they can't have those. I think it's very odd that someone can say, hey, I've had experiences, and you may say, okay, cool, you're with me now, but act like they don't exist, never interact with that side of you again, ignore it. Yeah, they may not act physically because you guys have decided to be monogamous, but it seems very, not selfish, it seems very mean, low key. Like, how can I date somebody and say ignore a whole part of you? So I usually do this at the end of the videos, but this one's gonna be right now. Comment what you think of bisexuality. Would you date somebody who's bisexual? And if you did date somebody who was bisexual, is your expectation for them to not ever bring up the times in which they dealt with the gender that you aren't? And let's take it a step further, honestly. Let's talk about the fact that for men, especially black men, you have the opportunity to either, if you're bisexual, you have the opportunity to be gay or a liar. That's basically your two choices in the way in which we have set up society, because women ain't going for it. Women hear gay, women hear gay when they hear bisexual. Gay men usually hear gay when they hear bisexual. So where do you exist within your sexuality? It says, I enjoyed both, but I'm enjoying you and I choose you, and let's do this. You guys are really close. From my vantage point, it seems as though there's no space for bisexual people, male or female, to exist. A little wiggle room for females, though. I think females are able to exist and examine and relate and, reminisce on their encounters with women because we sexualize that encounter. And I don't think it's sexy for men to be with other men. But I just think it's very interesting. I've always thought it was very interesting that, like, bisexual men are put in this really, really small box. We're all in boxes, but I feel like theirs is like, I don't know. There's not much conversation centered around what bisexual looks like, what it feels like, what it is like. And on top of that, and when you do make a choice in terms of what gender you pick, especially if it's the opposite gender, it doesn't send as much, it's like humanity stops existing and we expect you to be the robotic, almost heterosexual now. It's like if you're a bisexual person and you choose a gender, you're straight. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you still bi? Because in my mind, if you're straight and you choose one woman, that doesn't mean you're not oriented to like women as a whole, but you chose one specific person. If you're gay, you like the same gender as a whole, but you chose one specific gender. So if you're bi, you still like both genders as a whole, but you chose one gender. So again, it just seems very interesting that we do not allow people who are bisexual, especially within the black community, to exist in it. Going up. Wait, no, we're going down. I think we have feminized what men on men looks like, and we've sexualized what women on women look like, and we've glorified what men and women look like. Dang. The purpose of this video here is to just add some humanity to what we're calling equality. And it's not just same gender loving people. It's not just people who have experienced gender dysmorphia and gender identity, but people who exist in those fluid spaces. This time for once, and usually I'm about kindness, but you don't have to even think about being kind. I want you to think more about being honest, about how you honestly feel. Not how you want to feel, not how you hope to feel, not because people are watching, but because like what do you truly, truly feel? Let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.